Picture this. You're in a loving, committed relationship. And then you go to Las Vegas. And maybe in Las Vegas, you meet someone new. And maybe things progress. And you end up hanging out with that someone new for like 3 hours. And you tell yourself that's probably never going to happen again. It was fun. But then the next time you go to Vegas, you do it again.
What are you doing?
And you do it again. And you do it so much that it actually starts to make you think twice about that person that you're in a committed relationship with. That you're kind of tired about the fact that they are getting old. And they just don't seem to win very often. And they don't certainly seem to win as much as this new entity in your life in Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how I feel about the Vegas Golden Knights. What's up, Las Vegas fans? I'm Jamie.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm sure I had her slightly off guard, thinking that there was something more to that brief monologue to kick off today's edition of the show. But that's sort of how I feel about the Las Vegas Golden Knights. It started as a one-time fling. I told myself I'll never let it happen again, but every time we go to Las Vegas during the NHL season, it seems like we now make it a part of our regular routine to go see the Vegas Golden Knights at T-Mobile Arena. Let's very quickly set the stage. We are big, or I am, and you by default,
we are
big Calgary Flames fans.
our wedding revolved around it.
Yeah, I literally got married in a Flames jersey. I'm one of those losers. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, this is Vegas Valuations. I'm sure you put it together by now. We are talking about the Vegas Golden Knights specifically as an experience, as something to go and check out while you're in Vegas. We break down any of the things we're talking about, whether it's hotels, restaurants, shows, experiences, attractions, and we rate on a scale of 1 to 10. And we determine that final valuation by a criteria. It's going to be enjoyment, duration, vibes, and today's price to give you your total out of 10 Vegas valuations. Well, let's start just very quickly talking about the, oh, by the way.
What?
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Apparently that's what you're supposed to say it. You're supposed to say like and subscribe. Like, I've heard from the big players. They're like, don't forget to remind people, because sometimes they'll forget. I sort of feel weird doing it, to be honest with you. Like, if I'm pretty sure they know how YouTube works. If they like our faces, they'll probably want to see more of it.
Honestly, I don't know how YouTube works.
Okay. Well, if you're new to YouTube, welcome. We're the only channel out there. There's no point looking in for anywhere else. And secondly, there is a button on this page. It'll say subscribe. And if you click that, it helps us reach more people. But honestly, we're not doing it for the subscribers. I do it because I enjoy talking about Vegas.
Yeah.
And we've burnt our bridges with everybody else. Like,
I mean, we love if you subscribe.
No, yes, whatever. I don't care.
And watch us,
Yeah,
but
that's fine. I literally, honestly do it because I enjoy talking about Las Vegas. Anyway, specifically talking about the Golden Knights.
right.
The first time we ever went to a game, it was with the aunt and uncle. It seems like we're always referencing back or hearkening back to aunt and uncle experiences. And one of the reasons why we made a point of going to this game is because your uncle is a gigantic Philadelphia Flyers fan.
Yes.
So we knew we were going to be going down as a foursome to Vegas. We knew he was a huge Flyers fan. They're in Manitoba, which is nowhere near Philadelphia. Manitoba, Canada, for those tuning in internationally. So we figured, hey, what a great opportunity for him to see his favorite team while on vacation. And the first time I went to Vegas, or a Vegas Golden Knights game, I was not wearing any Vegas gear, any attire, any clothing, any jersey. In fact, I was wearing a Philadelphia Flyers jersey.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because your uncle brought one for me.
Yeah. Not only that, but you wearing that jersey, the
Flyers won. The Flyers...
On how many...
They went into this game. This was a few years ago. You can look it up if you're a big, statistician. They went into that game, I believe, on a 10-game losing streak. And the Flyers were hot garbage all of that year. And they not only did they beat the Vegas Golden Knights, but we both put money, the uncle and myself, on Philadelphia winning that night. So it paid out pretty nicely for both of us. We were pretty happy with the results, which I think goes into the experience. And we can get to that in a second. But again, if you happen to be an NHL fan, the Calgary Flames, they're not good. They're not great. So it's been nice to go to Vegas and cheer on an occasional win. I've now gone to more Vegas Golden Knights games in the last 6 years than I've gone to Calgary Flames games.
Oh, absolutely.
The reason why is we live now in central Alberta, and the Flames are in southern Alberta. So there is a geographic challenge when it comes to going to games
4
regularly.
hours.
Yeah, it's a jaunt. But some would say, well, Vegas is a 24-hour drive, and somehow you make time for the Golden Knights. Which is, again, why I say I feel like I'm cheating on the Calgary Flames. I'm not putting the effort in to my relationship with the Calgary Flames as I am now with this new spark and new flame in my life.
The other side of that is, and I mean, this is kind of off topic, but not really. If we were to go to Calgary, spend the night in a hotel,
That's true.
get tickets to the game, we would probably be spending pretty close to what we spend on just like our airline ticket.
Yeah.
So like, if you put it into perspective, we're going to Vegas for a few days, whereas we're spending a big chunk of money going somewhere that's 4 hours away.
Yeah, you're not wrong. In fact, I still get a kick out of every time I see, oh my God, things are so expensive in Vegas. Again, I think we've got a YouTube short kicking around. It's everywhere.
Yeah. Things
are expensive everywhere, and you're not wrong. For us to go, let's say if we wanted to travel the 4 hours to go see a Calgary Flames game, Canadian NHL tickets tend to be a little bit more expensive, especially if you want decent lower bowl tickets. So let's say you're going to spend about $300 per ticket. And then the gas, the hotel, the food, when it's all said and done, we probably could have gotten some flights and some comp rooms to go down to Vegas for a few days. So yeah, there is that. Let's get into it though. Let's get into our valuation of the Vegas Golden Knights. And we'll start first with the enjoyment. And if you don't mind, I would like to start first. I'm not going to say what the overall ranking is, but in terms of the enjoyment, one of the really fun things for me, it's now become a tradition. I put money on the game before I go. There is honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to get banned for even saying it because it feels like I'm promoting gambling too much. There is nothing better for sports fans, as far as I'm concerned, than putting money on a game and then going to the game to watch it.
Well, I mean, even just gambling aside though, like you look at playoffs. Playoffs are so much more fun to watch because there's something at stake.
Exactly. Yes. I'm now invested. I'm invested in who's going to score first, if that's one of the bets I put down, who's going to get more goals in the first period, whatever.
And you don't have to bet much.
No. In fact, we often don't bet a ton.
No.
But I'll tell you this much. I really like, looking at my bet throughout the evening going, all right, this is going to happen, this isn't going to happen. But honestly, throughout the game.
I think my biggest bet has maybe been $50 on a game.
But still, you've got now skin in the game.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, though, for the viewers, there's no really minimum bet. I think there may be $5.
Right. Yeah, I think it's $5 or something.
Yeah, you can...
We bet through the MGM kiosks only because we typically stay in MGM, but you can put a bet on almost any sports event on the planet. You don't need to go to it. But to me, that really it elevates the experience. And you can put money on games here in Alberta, but it's a lot more complicated. It's more complex. It's sort of a stupid, antiquated system. So Vegas is really one of the only places that we can do that in. at least conveniently and easily. So that to me really enhances the overall enjoyment level for me. Product aside, I would be willing to wager that the Vegas Golden Knights have got the best pregame. Outside T-Mobile, great atmosphere before going into the game. Once you're actually in T-Mobile, they do the parade of the Golden Knight. I'm sure there's an actual name of it, but everybody's walking by, and it's pretty awesome. And then the actual in-game product and experience, I've been to several NHL games in several cities. It is bar none the best experience I've ever seen at an NHL game, period, end of statement. What are your thoughts?
Well, you took it all.
Well, you can have the same opinion and just reiterate.
Well, why? Then we're just going to annoy our viewers.
Yeah, but maybe there are people like you, women, wives, tuning in going, well, what does she think? So maybe for them you can say, yeah, I agree, I disagree, here's what I like. Am I wrong?
Well, I like all those things too.
Perfect. What's your favorite?
Well, you said it. Like, I like the stakes. I like going in knowing that I could possibly win a few bucks if it goes the way I wanted it to. And I love the atmosphere in there. Like, it is so just fun. Like, it's nice because you have locals in there, but you have tons of fans, and everyone is, like, from everywhere.
I have a tendency to have almost too good a time. I've lost credit cards at T-Mobile Arena because I was overserved.
Before the game.
The first game we ever went to, I definitely pissed off a lot of Vegas Golden Knights fans because at that point I hadn't been fully converted yet. And I mentioned I was wearing the Flyers jersey. My wife told me afterwards that I was being a little rude.
Yeah, you were yelling.
I wasn't yelling at the people though. I was yelling at the
refs.
The refs.
Yes.
I was yelling at the refs. And
it was embarrassing.
It was not.
It was.
To me, it's a great for what it is, an NHL game. It's up there. So
it is.
Now, with that being said, we have to sort of compare apples to apples. We have to call this, while it is an NHL game, it is also a Vegas experience, and that's how we grade on this channel. So out of 10, your overall enjoyment level of a Las Vegas Golden Knights game at T-Mobile Arena.
I think I would have to say like a 9.5.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that at all. I think
the experience like itself is just fantastic.
Yeah. Up next, in terms of our Vegas valuations, it is duration. This is a little harder because it's definitely one of the longer things you can do in terms of an experience or a show in Vegas. Your typical NHL game, all in, from walking into the building, finding your seats, because you're probably going to be about a half an hour early.
3 hours?
It's probably 3.5 hours. Your average.
I was just going to say, like, for 3.5 hours, if you watch hockey, it's not that.
No, I don't think. Again, but we're comparing on an apples to apples basis, and there may be people tuning in who have legitimately never watched a hockey game, who've legitimately never gone to a hockey game, right? So you should be prepared. All of you hockey newcomers, if you want to go see what is a very cool experience, and I would highly recommend, for especially first timers, if you're going to go see an NHL game for the first time, I almost want to say don't go to Vegas because it'll ruin it for everywhere else you go. But be prepared. It's about 3.5 hours. It's an average sporting event length. So whether it's a football or baseball game, you're probably all in about that same 3.5 hours. Where do you rank the duration of the games we've been to?
Like 9?
I'm okay with 9. Yeah, at no point do I feel like I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I got to go.
I mean, I do get, annoyed, I guess, when it comes to intermission and stuff, and it gets so busy that you almost feel like you're rushing if you want another drink or have to use the washroom. But, in terms of actually sitting there watching the game, fine.
No, it's actually...
Yeah, so I think 9 is...
And there's nothing that anybody can do about the duration of a live sporting event. Sometimes they'll be shorter, sometimes they'll be longer. It's all a matter
and then if there's overtime...
Totally.
So
I think 9's fair.
Yeah.
Be prepared if you've never seen a hockey game, you've never gone to a hockey game. It's not going to be 90 minutes.
No.
A lot of the shows in Vegas, they try to get you in and out of there in under 90 so you can get back into the casino. That's not the case with any live sporting game because you really can't control the duration. No. But I have had no problem with giving it a 9, and I get at no point during a hockey game have I been like, got to get out of here.
Yeah.
All right, up next is the Vibes.
I like the Vibes.
Me too. I really, again, and this to me is a part of the whole experience of going to specifically a Vegas Golden Knights game. Now, I've been to a lot of other hockey arenas, mostly in Canada, actually all in Canada, Toronto, Calgary, Edmonton. And one of the things that sort of sucks about those places is that it's tough to get a good pregame on and then just sort of stumble toward the arena. But Vegas is set up where it's
the experience is all around.
It's exactly. You're partying at Tom's or you're partying at Beer House.
And then they have like almost like a tailgate.
Yes,
thing
there's
outside.
a vibe right outside you stumble out of one of those establishments and you're literally 150 feet away
and they have a
from
stage.
T-Mobile. Yeah, what they do outside of T-Mobile is incredible.
Yeah.
Other restaurants and venues aside, on your way, they've got the stage. There's been a few times where we've been and they've had entertainment set up aside from the stage. Like the last time we were there was like a shoot to win game.
Yeah. They have food trucks.
Yeah. It's a great vibe. You can get beers outside, which in Canada that's a no-no.
Yeah.
We know you cannot bring your beer from the restaurant to the game. You can't bring alcohol into T-Mobile, but you can certainly drink it outside while you're waiting to get in and, buy a new one once you're inside. The vibes are great.
Yeah.
Outside. Inside?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, during intermission and like getting a drink and stuff in there can be And I mean, I don't know if we would put this in this category, but like every arena, the price of drinks and snacks are a little expensive, but
it doesn't compare to Calgary or anything.
No, for sure. But it is still pricey when you go in there compared to.
You're not wrong. Yeah, compared to other things, it's definitely. But again, like you should, if you're watching this and this is all a new concept to you, like arena food and how much they charge nowadays. There was recently, and I'll see if I can find the tweet. There was a picture of a plate of fries, a bowl of fries, with maybe 12 fries in it. And they looked kind of old and sad. It was a very depressing photo.
I think that was in Vancouver.
It was in Vancouver at an NHL game. So yes, the prices will be a little bit higher for your food, for your drink. But again, having been to several games, that's just the nature of the beast.
Like if I'm comparing vibes from the Las Vegas Knights game and like a Calgary Flames game, Vegas wins for sure.
Yeah. I don't want to say it's not even close because there are some things that the Calgary Flames do, like that shooting flame is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But the pregame on the ice.
Oh yeah.
With the screen, then the images that they project onto the ice, the Golden Knights skating onto the ice. They always have this sort of a pregame skit where they set the stage before the game, and then it's Vegas.
Okay. Vibes are good.
Vibes are fantastic.
Yeah.
They are really good. Again, full marks. Because I will be the first to say, as a snobby hockey fan from the Great White North, when they first announced that hockey was going to Vegas, I said, yeah, right. That's not going to last. And not only has it lasted, you've converted me. I make a point, if I can, to go to a Vegas Golden Knights game whenever we get the opportunity. So out of 10, where are you putting the vibes?
9.5.
9.5. Tough to argue with. Okay, up next, today's price. When we're talking about today's price, always on this channel, we recommend you go right to the source. Now, that's not always going to save you money, but one of the main reasons why we do that is because we like to rack up points. So don't ever book third party when it comes to booking hotels. The other stuff you can probably get away with, though, if you are looking to collect points, and let's say you're part of the MGM loyalty program, if you're going to a show in an MGM property, that's a way to get more points, right? In this case, shows and tickets, you can probably find them somewhere else for a little cheaper. But we're going to go right to the Vegas Golden Knights website. Their next game is going to be on the 23rd of March. They tend to vary and literally go from $49 to $930. That's each. Now, obviously, if you're going to get the $49 ticket, you're going to be up in the nosebleeds. You're going to be a ways away. They also have kind of a cool party deck where you can get cheaper tickets as well. But for talking actual seated opportunities within the T-Mobile Arena, for a Vegas Golden Knights game, you're going to be paying somewhere between, okay, let's talk about where we typically sit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we sit lower bowl, but up near the top.
Yes.
So not like right up there, but not like in the nosebleed, so kind of in the middle.
Hey, here's a tip for all non-hockey fans that might want to check out a game. Don't ever invest the big bucks to sit on the glass.
No.
You're going to be hurting your neck. Take it from, I'm actually in a past life a broadcaster, so I've called a lot of hockey games too. Don't be on the glass because you're doing this, and you're doing this, and you're doing this. You want to be a little higher up. If you can be center ice, that's exactly where you're going to find the best watching atmosphere for a hockey game. But yeah, we typically sit lower bowl, but higher up the lower bowl, and we typically spend between $200 and $300 a ticket, right?
Yeah.
My recommendation is sit up high. Who cares? It's a party wherever you are. And I've noticed at T-Mobile especially, because it's a newer arena, they've done a really good job of making sure that there really isn't a terrible seat in the house.
No.
I have to give them full marks. So
even like the last game we were at, they were giving away prizes and stuff on the nosebleeds.
It's actually kind of uncommon at Canadian hockey games.
Yeah.
It seems like all the prize people are like, "Thanks for coming. Here's a T-shirt," all that crap. That typically happens in the lower bowl, but they were actually really kind of catering to the people up above, which is nice. It's great to see. But again, such a varying scale because we're talking about an 18,000 seat arena. Mm-hmm. You're going to be at $49 to $930, and you probably could find them cheaper, secondary market, whatever. But I don't think that's out of line in terms of the price. Depending on where you want to sit, it's a cool experience.
It's a more expensive here.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, it's more expensive for us to go to a Canadian market NHL team. Yeah, it really is. So, other factors to consider when it comes to the price, as we've already discussed, your beer is going to be a little bit more expensive. Your food's going to be a little bit more expensive. But just a quick tip, one of my favorite things to do is we go to Tom's. What? Nothing. I get a
plastered.
I get drunk. I get a couple of the Tom-sized beers, have one at supper, then the other one I take for on the road. They give you a plastic cup, and I drink that.
And then I lose my credit card.
And then I lose my credit card and, be a little bit belligerent toward the officials. But I have a good time, and that's what Vegas is all about. So, with all that said, what's your final Vegas valuation for a Vegas Golden Knights game?
9.
9 seems fair to me. If you've never been to a hockey game, hey, check it out the next time you're in Vegas. And if you're like me and you have that love in your life for a different team, it's okay to cheat on that team occasionally. It's okay to stray away from that partner. Right? It's okay to cheat.
No, it's not.
On your hockey team, not on your spouse. That's pretty expensive when it comes to divorce. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
You sure?
Like and subscribe.
There you go. Thanks for tuning in.